Hey, my beauties, I wanted to hop on here today again, one more time today, and talk to you real quick before my 15-minute break is up at work. Lord, I be trying to do 50, 11 things at one time. I said, let me hop on here and speak to you guys one more time because my youngest son, he has practice today. Then my youngest son and daughter has practice on tomorrow. Then my youngest son has a game Thursday. My oldest son has a game Friday. My daughter has a game Saturday. Oh, well, at least Saturday, one of my good Judies, we're gonna go out and have a little lunch little date. What about that? A little lunch date um to get out the house and break away from mommy duties. But enough about me. Let's get in this review to Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 3, Episode 12, Big Depression Energy Review. It came on Saturday, but like I said, I was so busy this weekend, and I was going to hop on yesterday evening and give a review, but I did give a review on the Housewives of Potomac. But I want to give my perspective, my thoughts on this last week's episode that appeared on Saturday on review of Love and Marriage. It had some highs, it had some lows, it had some, oh no you didn't. Like, oh no you did not, Martell. But we'll get into that. But the episode basically started off with Kimmy coming into Tisha's room when Tisha was getting, they all were getting ready and prepared to leave. Their trip has ended, and they're about to head back to Huntsville. And Kimmy and Tisha was just basically talking and basically, just saying that they're glad they got to patch things up, let all that nonsense go. And they were glad that, they had a good time. And they were just basically, Kimmy was just basically, telling Tisha that she really didn't know that Marceau was suffering from depression. It was really sad to hear. Tisha was like, I didn't know he was suffering either, and that happens a lot, especially in the African-American Black community. A lot of times Black men really don't share their feelings and things like that and what they're going through. They kind of hold it in. That's why high blood pressure comes around, when you holding all that stuff in and not letting it go. I think high blood pressure, I think that is not only the food that you eat that causes high blood pressure. I think it's stress and depression as well that causes high blood pressure. And Tisha was just basically saying, I didn't know he don't open up to things like that to me. I know he has a lot on him because he's an alpha male. He wants to protect and take care of his family. He feel like all the problems and the issues and things, he should be the one that take care of that. Tisha should take care of the home and the kids, which is commendable of him. But a lot of times when you try to take on all the weight on yourself, it can be very overwhelming. So I did like that Kimmy and Tisha was talking, and Kimmy basically told Tisha, look, we need to be here with each other, because Kimmy was like, we share the same issues. We both are married to brothers. They both grew up in the same household. They both have the same mentality with being an alpha man, being a protector, taking care of their wife, overworking themselves so much. And then after they finished talking and things about that, it just went on. It was a little tidbit on Lewis and Tiffany, the new couple of Huntsville, where they were just basically, Tiffany shared something that didn't appear on the week prior episode 11, with Tiffany pulling her to the side while they was at the chapel and just basically telling her, like, look, me and you need to get together, go out and have some fun, either have a spa day, out to eat, get our nails there, what have you, but let's just meet up once we get to Huntsville so we can, we started off on the wrong feet, but let us meet up and, get to know each other one-on-one without the other females, So I felt like that was very good, and I'm excited that they're going to do that, because sometimes, people, when you meet people for the first time, when they come off a little strong, when you guys are together, maybe you didn't give her a chance, or to for her to get to know you, in that matter. You may end up having a lot in common. You may be good friends. So I'm glad to see that Destiny and Tiffany did have that sidebar where they're going to meet back up when they get to Huntsville. And then also in the show, it shows that Marceau is basically saying, we about to finish up. I done purchased all these steaks and stuff. We about to be eating some of these steaks before we leave. So Marceau cooked them some steaks, and then they had Marceau and Maurice and Martell at the table talking. And I feel like that was a very deep discussion, how they were all just talking about how they silently suffered with depression, and how, with COVID, a lot of people with COVID, I don't know, a lot of people, because they were shut in, were suffering from depression because they didn't like having to stay in the house all the time. I've always been the type of person, I don't always have to be out all the time. I'm okay with being in the home. In the house. I don't feel like I have to be out and about all the time. I'm a homebody, but I do like to mingle and be around other people. But I think a lot of people did suffer from depression, like Maurice was saying, like, he's a business owner, so he has not only his family on his shoulders, but he has his employees' families on his shoulders, and he feel like his business has to be a success, or not only his family won't eat, but other families won't eat neither. And just Marceau was just basically just explaining his battles and things with depression, and even Martell, which I can understand all the mess he was going through last year while he was suffering. But it was just nice to see, three men coming together, just basically explaining how they silently, or how they suffer from depression, and how depression is real. And that was just wonderful to see, because a lot of times men do not share what they're going through. They hold it in, and then when it comes out, they're on level 150. So it's just good. I feel like everybody may not like counseling. Counseling might not be for everybody, but you don't know. You just speaking to a friend and a loved one about how you're feeling inside. And sometimes people who are being the listener, when the individual who's sharing with you what you're going through, sometimes you don't have to respond. Sometimes they just need that listening ear to get off their shoulder and things like that, because you don't want to sometimes share what your opinions and thoughts are, because they might feel like it's biased, or they might take offense to it, just like Candace did when they was trying to talk to her on last week's episode of Housewives of Potomac. But sometimes it's just best to be a listener. Sometimes people just need to get stuff off their shoulders. So it's good to see them come together at the table and just talk about how they all felt. And then later on in the episode, they all arrive back in Huntsville, and you see Martell. He has his son, Martell Jr., and he takes him to Lewis. And Lewis, I didn't know, because they didn't show it in any other episodes. I didn't know that Lewis, Tiffany's husband, he actually is a baseball coach, and he trains and teaches in baseball. So Martell took his son to him, to try to get some coaching and lessons for him, so he can get better with the craft, because he wants him to go into baseball. This is where it gets to the Marcel. Why are you up here telling Lewis that Melanie is always away from the kids? She always leaving her kids. Now, I don't know Melanie. I don't know any of these people. I just watch them on TV. But she does not seem like a mother that's just going to be, all of a sudden, you was with her for all these years, and she took care of the kids, took care of their household, and now she's not with you. She's just leaving her kids on people. No. This girl's trying to do what she got to do to provide and take care of her kids. Like, you may be helping her, but you're not helping her like that. She's having to keep a roof over her kids' head, food in their mouth, clothes on them, shoes on their feet. So she's trying to do what she got to do to take care of her kids. Now, any mother who has children of a certain age, and you are a working mother, you're going to have to leave your kids with a babysitter to go to work. It's not like she's leaving her kids with a babysitter to go to the club or be with this man or that man. She's going to go work so she can bring in bring in money for her kids, because she does not want her kids to have to lose the things, or the things that they're accustomed to when she was with you, when her kids was in a 2 household income. She don't want, just because y'all not together no more, for her kids to lose things that they had before. She's working hard. You know, she was on Dr. Heavenly's show, and I heard her speak, she's like, her kids are going to still get the items and things that they're accustomed to, even though it's just her. And I commend her. So, but I feel like that was kind of like female-ish for you up here gossiping to another man about her. I don't know. One minute Martell is like, okay, he's cool. Next minute he do stuff like that. I'm like, child, I could see why God said go. You know, and that in the episode, she was also talking to Tiffany about her clothing line that she came up with. God said go, her hats and masks and things like that. And she was just saying how successful it is and how it's just going off the shelves. So I commend her. I'm proud of her that she's still taking care of it. It may be tough, and I know it's tough being a single mother, especially with 4 children, being a single mother, period. But she's doing it, and her kids are not going without. So after that discussion happened, in the episode, it shows that Marceau, Maurice, and Kimmy and Tisha, they all went out to eat or whatever. And Tisha, girl, you is stepping up your clothing this season. She's been looking very nice, her clothing and stuff like that. So I don't understand why they saying that she's losing her confidence, because she looked like she's trying to, you know, she's more confident this season than she was any season to me. But hey, I'm just from outside looking in. But anyway, when it was at the dinner, they all was just, you know, having a good time talking. And then topic of discussion got back on Marceau and his battle with depression. And his brother Maurice basically was just saying, you know, hey, it may be something that we went through when we was a child that we're struggling with. Hey, we should go to counseling together. He like, no. I don't know. It's just something about, it's a lot of men, sometimes they just don't want to go to counseling because they feel like that's having other people in their business, when at times it's really not. It's really good. Maybe you need to talk to somebody about the reason why you are feeling the way you're feeling. Because like I said, a lot of times the things that we go through as adults, a lot of times it's childhood trauma that follow us through. And we take that trauma that we suffered as a child, and it affects us in work, different relationships, or different friendships. But I'm like, Kimmy, you and Tisha just made up. She just basically told you how she feel like you don't have her back previously, and you gonna go in and say something just, maybe the depression can be your spouse. Okay, we do know depression can be from your spouse, but sometimes it's a time and place for everything. Like, girl, you know Marceau gonna agree with you on that, because at first it was an earlier episode where he was mad at her that she was shopping and things like that. Mind you, one thing I hate about it, that he acts like he's just a breadwinner, but she works for the family business. Even though she tried to go out and get a job work for somebody else, but he didn't want her to do that. You know, so it's not like she's just sitting home doing nothing. She's actually worked for the family business. She went back to college and got her another master's degree in real estate. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like, these men on this show, they do require a lot. I'm like, come on now, y'all just. And then at the end of the episode, you know, it goes to Martell meeting up with Melanie. So they can just basically discuss some things about the kids. Now, I don't know why he always be trying to just throw this girl under the bus, like, all the times. I don't know if he's hurt, because he used to tell her when they was together that she wouldn't find nobody else better than him. If she lead him, she wouldn't be nothing. You know, like he's her Lord and Savior. No, her God sits high and he look down low. That's the one that provides all her needs and everything she needs. Not a man on earth. God said put no other man before him. Okay? So, he gonna give her this, trying to throw her under the bus, and he want his kids, trying to tell her she's gone. She leaving her kids with this and this and everybody. The girl like, no, I'm not. I'm not leaving my kids with everybody. My kids was with your cousin. was with my mom, was with my brother. And for some reason, he don't like, I don't know why he's like he doesn't like his kids to be with Melanie's brother. I don't know why. I mean, but her brother loves her and he loves those kids. So I don't know what's up with him, but anyway, so I just didn't like how he just another time he just tried to throw that girl under the bus, and she had to let him know, look, you saying embarrassed, you embarrassed me on national TV. Everybody already felt like I was stupid because I stayed with you and then I got pregnant again, even though you done cheated on me a million times. But then you gonna go ahead and get the girl who you cheating on me with pregnant. Now, cheating is one thing, but bringing a life, that life is forever. That baby is always going to be in this world. That child is going to be a constant reminder of what you did to me. Which, mind you, the baby ain't got nothing to do with it. So, I feel like eventually the child needs to meet his siblings. But he has some nerves to be treating this girl like this after he done put her through hell on earth. But next week's episode is supposed to get even deeper. Well, this week's episode said it's supposed to get even deeper. Like I said, it's on OWN network. It comes on 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's 8 Pacific. I'm not sure, but I know it's on OWN network. So just Google and check your local stations. It'll have the time. But overall, I'll give this episode, I'll give it another 8. I mean, it had some good topics, but it didn't have anything that was just like wow and stand out. Still, Martell trying to do whatever he can do to get under that woman Melanie's skin. And Kimmy's just saying stuff that's just not at the right time. But again, it was just nice talking to you, beauties. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Please like this video. And if no one told you today, I love you, but always know that God loved you first. And have a nice day, my beauties. Bye-bye.